stand out and be counted by the manufacturers at the next big show.
I've got urgent business in the south. I have to meet a man at Mobile Junction.
New Peachy merch available at my YouTube shop. Hi, Chris here at Peachy TT120. Sorry it's been a little while since you've had a video from me, but I've been double busy making YouTube content. And in fact, I've got to double check which shirt I've got on. Not this one. Oh, that's my work shirt. Oh yes, it's the right one. Phew. Right, okay. Needless to say, what I wanted to do is I want to focus on Camelot, because Camelot is going to appear at Doncaster in February next year. I know. It'll be along with my club, the Scarp and Digit Rower Modelers, that will be sat beside the other true scale, an O-gauge layout, which would be a quite nice comparison. A monster O-gauge layout and a tiny TT120 layout. But anyway, I better get on with it. So have a look at the video, see what I've been up to. New from Westall Wagon Works, the workshop inspection pits, short and long. And don't forget to use Peachy TT120 at checkout to claim your 5% on all online TT120 orders. So I thought I'd start with digging out the canal basin. I just wanted to make a difference to the board. You know, when you get bored with a board, and I thought, right, let's get in here and dig this canal out and the turning basin. So we're just cutting through the foam and then just ripping it out, really. So once I've cut with the scalpel and then my little blade, I'm just using a trowel to sort of dig out this foam. It's all rather messy, but that's what hoovers are for, aren't they? Now to just scrap around the edges and clean up all the last little bits that are stuck to the baseboard, because I want to get right down to the base. This is this will be built up at some point and then covered in resin. Now the canal is this little basin will be joining a main canal, and this piece here that I'm digging out will eventually be, I'll probably have to cut through, but it's going to be a lock. This is, although you won't see what's beyond here, this kind of mirrors something that I remember as a kid on the Lee navigation. So you would have a tight 90 degrees like this, but on the opposite side of this, where you can't see it because the board's not there, there would be another area to turn and manoeuvre the boat. So this is a 3D printed canal, which I might use the gates from, but I'm not actually going to use that. Right, moving over to here now. I want to fill some of this back scene up, because I'd got to the point where I thought, well, do I carry on with the canal scene, or do I get on with actually doing some of the basic landscape and some ballasting? So before I ballasted this track, I thought, right, I actually want to fix all this in place. But I was originally just going to fill this in with a sculptor mould, but anybody who's used sculptor mould will know that when it's very thick, it takes ages to go off. So I'm going to use some Gorilla Glue. Now, this is the original Gorilla Glue that goes off with the assistance of water, and it actually expands. So we'll spray this area up. Dun, 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 showing water. We shall spray this area up once I've cleaned all out, and then we'll stick some glue in, probably speed it up and watch it grow. I know it might seem strange spraying water onto your baseboard, but it really does help expand and kick off this glue. You'll see it happen. Much better to watch it than to listen to me talking about it. Now, I've sped this up quite considerably because although watching things expand is interesting first time, but it gets boring pretty quickly. So we'll move on, shall we? Second layer on, it's all nice and dry. Now on with the sculptor mould. If anybody wants something that you might want to know, is that I think WW Scenics have now done a much cheaper version, which you can buy within the UK now. This stuff's easy enough to use. You mix it in with some water and stir it all up. I like to, when I've mixed it up, I like to spread it around in my container, because when it's not compacted, you've got more play time. If it's all squished together in the bottom of the pot, you quite often find that it's going off before you've managed to finish with it, or going green, as we used to say in the film industry. But when it's nice and thin layers like this, get it in there, and this will dry off nicely at a reasonable time. If you just pile tons of it in there and use it as a filler, it can take months to actually get rid of all the moisture out of it. And there's always being able to stick your finger in. So this is my preferred way of doing it. It also means that I've got a more solid base to drill holes in and poke scenic stuff into. Now, whilst this and the rest of the model layout dries, I thought I'd have a little look at these, which I believe are Osborne's cattle kits, which are fun. These weren't made by me. These I got given free. These two need a bit of a tidy up. This one looks a bit knackered, and I was thinking maybe I could have a little idea of I don't know, one of these got left behind during the war and no one knew what to do with it, and no one could be bothered to send it back out west, and they got dumped by the line side, and then eventually abandoned by the line side crew, and some kids then took it over. That's what I thought. So anyway, I thought I would cut it up, glue it back together again, and then dress it up and put it on the back scene. But then there's a problem with doing all this filming over a long period of time. I lost all that build footage, so you're going to have to look at this. So hours of base blending, different colours and ballasting and playing around with weathering powders on the ballast, and first layers of foliage and small trees and build. It's all gone. All gone. So you just have to enjoy this. Here's my little cameo at the end. Now this is the Camelot gang, and you'll see that's Arthur there, and he's running to hide inside the finished their gang hut where the round table is, because Mum's looking for him, and that's the little gap in the fence where they come through to play football. His mates are quite happily just playing one and in while he hides. Here's what we've been up to with the rest of the mucking about with weathering the track and weathering the grass. We've got a little light bit of static grass in there, just 1 and 2 mil, just to sort of touch it up a little bit. We've been covering up the magnets with chinchilla dust, not powder. And here's the underbridge where the vehicles come in to access the yard. And here's the basin. That's the tunnel I'm going to put underneath where the canal goes underneath. These will be the coal stays. So they're another project. The thing I wanted to do was work out a way of ballasting around the back here and making this look sort of plausible. So here's a crisp packet. Whilst I was ballasting that part of the track, and just to hide this, I'm going to fill it full of it's Woodland Scenics foliage. It's the stuff that you can pull apart. It's all pre-made on stringy stuff, and so we're just going to pack that in here eventually. Ta-da! Right. Hopefully that's not too disappointing that it's not further on. I think I certainly need to, with my YouTube now, possibly more focus on my layout build, really. So the next episode should be sooner and it should be further along. Anyway, I hope you guys are all doing well, and take care, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Cheery, bye.
And that's all there is to tell. I'll be on my way now, sir. I've got urgent business in the south. I have to meet a man at Mobile Junction.